year 2018. I am Alice Medard. First in tonight's broadcast, the Global Environmental Facility, Small Grants Program, and United Nations Development Program, together with Women on a Mission, will be hosting a national knowledge fair from the 10th to the 11th of December on the William Peter Boulevard. The SLTU, as part of its commitment to sustainable development, will be participating in this event. The SLTU's focus is to educate the general public, particularly students and teachers, on the sustainable development goals and the ways that the environment can be protected. The SLTU has invited all schools to this event and will be covering transportation costs for 14 secondary school students from each secondary school outside of the Castries area. Transportation will be subsidized for secondary school students, 14 per school, for schools closer to the city. However, all students and teachers are invited to witness and to be a part of this national event. The fair commences at 8 a.m. on both days, but ends at 6 p.m. on the first day and 8:30 p.m. on day 2. The SLTU will also be a part of the People's Forum in Parliament and will be represented by the Public Relations Officer. The annual SLTU Christmas party will take place on the 20th of December at Pryor Junior's Place in Cul-de-sac. Early bird tickets are only $65 and can be purchased from the SLTU offices. Tickets will be sold for $70 at the door. All teachers are invited to this end-of-year celebration. Doors will be opened from 9 p.m. The president of the SLTU, Mr. Julian Monrose, extends season greetings to all members of the SLTU.
Colleague teachers, members of the St. Lucia Teachers Union, as we come to the end of the first term of the academic year 2018 to 2019, on behalf of the Executive and General Council, I acknowledge the tremendous contribution that you have been making to the rich learning experiences of students in our learning institutions. Your talents, commitment, and hard work have contributed to educating our young people, and this represents a tremendous contribution to national development. You sacrifice in making that contribution because you are aware that teachers have the capacity to shape the minds and futures of many of our young people and help them understand the world. SLTU is very much aware that you are ending the term very tired after the efforts at planning and preparation for lessons, teaching, correcting books, attending staff meetings and parent meetings, handling disciplinary problems in school, serving on school committees, organizing school and district-based activities, attending workshops, fundraising for schools, preparing, administering, and correcting tests, preparing report books, and so much more. At this very special time of year, we hope that you will take every opportunity to have fun and to have some much-deserved relaxation. Please pay attention to health matters, as we are aware that teaching is a very stressful profession. As we enter the holiday, we wish that it will prove to be great for you. May the season be full of pleasant surprises, good health, and happiness. Let us pray that God's love, the peace of Jesus Christ, and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit will be with us throughout the season and beyond. Merry Christmas from SLTU.
The St. Lucia Teachers Union has partnered with Toastmasters St. Lucia to form chapters of the Toastmasters Club within the SLTU. 2 branches of the club will be formed, one in the north and one in the south. A meeting to launch the South Branch of the club will take place on January 17, 2019, while the North will take place on the 24th of January 2019. The venues will be announced closer to the date. All members are asked to kindly take note. And now for some football news.
Come on, teacher!
The SLTU futsal team was defeated by Team Infrastructure on Friday, 23rd November. Team Infrastructure was able to score its third goal within the last 38 seconds of the game, ending the game 3-2. This is the end of the tournament for Team SLTU. The St. Lucia Teachers Union thanks the futsal team for their representation and commitment. The St. Lucia Teachers Credit Cooperative team, however, has advanced to the futsal finals. They will play Team Infrastructure. The SLTU extends best wishes to the SLTCC team.
At the St. Lucia Teachers Credit Cooperative, we know you're busy and we're always looking for innovative tools to enhance your banking experience. So we're introducing online banking, a service that goes with you wherever you are, and it's absolutely free. All you need is a cell phone or laptop. No more waiting on long lines to check your account balance or to update passbooks. With online banking, it's quick and easy. Just fill out a form, get your username and password, and access your account right away. With online banking, you can check your account balance, transfer funds, view and download your account history, create alerts for your account with emailed reports. One convenient service. Online banking with the St. Lucia Teachers Credit Cooperative. An educated choice.
Grow, buy, eat organic. Locally, let's grow, buy, eat organic.
Come to the People's Knowledge Fair, December 10th and 11th at the William Peter Boulevard, Castries. It's free. Come see, taste, touch and learn about toxic chemical-free organic production, agro-processing, desalination and alternative energy. Experience 2 days of exciting events, including the People's Forum in Parliament, technical talks from experts, opportunities to access funding for sustainable projects, live musical and cultural performances and more. Brought to you by Women on a Mission Outreach Incorporated and the Global Environment Facility Small Grants Program, UNDP. We're helping St. Lucia achieve the Sustainable Development Goals and improve the quality of life of our people.
Locally, let's grow, buy, eat organic.
Did you know that Article 33 of the Collective Agreement signed between the government of St. Lucia and the St. Lucia Teachers Union states that allocation of staff for schools shall be based on the number of pupils enrolled. Because class size should be such as to permit the teacher to give the pupils individual attention, the employer agrees that as far as possible, the ratio for the allocation of staff should be as follows. A. 1 teacher to 25 pupils in kindergarten to grade 2. B. 1 teacher for 30 pupils in grade 3 to grade 8. C. 1 teacher for every 20 pupils in secondary schools. D. The employer agrees to provide specialist teachers based on the availability of resources, needs of the school, and curricular innovations. The employer will also try to ensure that specialist teachers do not form part of the teacher-pupil ratio. The employer agrees to provide specialist teachers to cater for the overall development of the pupils. These will include music, physical education, arts and crafts, home economics, agriculture, industrial arts, and special education and other areas as deemed necessary. Where it is necessary for a school to have additional teachers to do remedial work, this may be granted after consultation between the principal and the Ministry of Education. With a view to enabling teachers to concentrate on their professional tasks, the employer agrees to provide all schools with ancillary staff to perform non-teaching duties. The employer will make every effort to provide all schools with the necessary equipment, supplies, and personnel at least 2 weeks before the commencement of each school year to prevent delays, stress, and frustration upon the commencement of school. The employer agrees to put mechanisms in place to review the existing classification plan within 6 months of signing the agreement to create a more structured path for senior teachers. For the purpose of this agreement, a senior teacher shall be a permanent teacher for at least 10 years with consistently good performance. A senior teacher shall be placed at the highest step in his or her grade. Senior teachers in secondary schools will be allowed to hold administrative positions such as Dean of Discipline, Head of Department, or Teacher in Charge for short periods when both Principal and Deputy or Vice Principal are absent. In every school, there shall be appointed a Deputy or Vice Principal responsible for some assigned day-to-day activities and responsibilities of administration and supervision of the school where the enrollment exceeds 500. The employer agrees that where multigrade teaching is deemed necessary, no teacher will be assigned more than 2 grades, totaling no more than 25 students. All teachers who are expected to teach multigrades must be provided with prior training in the area of multigrade teaching. Thank you for staying tuned to SLTU Dialogue. I have here tonight with me 2 branch representatives. We have Simmons Jules from the Denry branch. He's the Denry branch rep. And Miss Dahlia Nuptial from Choiseul. Welcome to SLTU Dialogue.
Thank you.
It's good to be among young people. It's good to speak to young people, especially vibrant young people who like to come to the fore and start things. I like that. So, Mr. Simmons Jules, how long have you been involved in the SLTU and what exactly sparked your interest in the SLTU?
Good night, everybody. Good night. To begin with, I have always been one who has always been interested in development, in community work, and so my life for the most part has been a life of service. So becoming a teacher, it made it very easy for me to become part of the teachers union, especially with the reputation that my union had developed throughout the years. And I was greeted with the stories from the struggles that they went through, especially with female teachers and struggles for pay and all of that. So for me, coming from the community service with my background, it made it easy for me to align myself with the work of the union. So when I got into the profession, it was not just getting a direct automatic for me to get into the union. I remember I attended a meeting at one of the schools in my district, and a representative from the union was there talking about the work of the union and so on. And as a new teacher, I felt it was very interesting, considering the struggles that they had gone through to get us to the position that we were at. I felt it was very interesting, so then I decided to become a part of the union.
Okay, thank you, Sims. Thank you for being interested, because so far I know, and we'll get to that, you're doing a lot of good work. So, Miss Nuptial, same question. What piqued your interest?
Okay. When I started teaching in 2007, the Choiseul branch was just being revived. It had been down for a while and we were trying to revive it. So the executive visited our school and they were seeking a shop steward. And from the time they started informing us of the rights of teachers and what the union is about, I was interested. I wanted to know more. So I decided to join, and the first thing that I did was to become the shop steward for my school. So in 2007, I became the shop steward for my school. A new teacher, but I did that. And
That's a start. That was a good start.
And then from there, I moved on. I stayed as shop steward, and then I moved on to the PRO of the Choiseul branch, and then now the branch representative.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. I know recently that the two of you attended a workshop for young leaders. So you were selected by the SLTU and you attended a workshop in Grenada. Can you give us a little more information about this?
Okay. The workshop was held by the Caribbean Union of Teachers in collaboration with Education International. And it was for young teachers in the region, starting from Dominica all the way down to Grenada. So we had a training workshop in June this year, and the main topic was human and trade union rights. And we looked at a variety of topics under that topic. So we looked at 21st century challenges confronting human and trade union rights. We looked at promotion of human rights by trade unions, decent work agenda, and as well as sustainable development goals and trade union.
Okay, that was a lot. How long was the workshop? What's the duration of it?
It was a 3-day workshop.
And you were able to cover all of these topics, because from what you're saying, that's quite a lot.
Yes, we were able to cover up all. It was a packed workshop, but it was fun as well. We had our fun to it, and then from that, then we had a mandate to create an action plan, which we'll be talking about later.
Okay, but let's go back to the topics that you discussed. Can you at least give us a little breakdown of each topic, a little more insight, maybe just a quick synopsis of each of the areas, or at least the major areas under each of the topics?
Yes, well, for my part, the workshop was a very intense workshop, and it was very relevant to the changing times. You know, as the trade union movement is evolving, you have new groups, organizations, things coming into play, and then particularly the first now is the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs. And I felt, well, the workshop was very relevant, you know, in a time like this, right? So we spoke of in a workshop for me, one of the most touchy things that we discussed was the Sustainable Development Goals.
Okay.
Right, and how it applies to the trade union movement and so on, because that's the direction we're heading globally. And of course, we looked at the 21st century challenges of the trade union movement, and as a young trade unionist, I foresee the need for us to equip ourselves to face these challenges, because as much as we may not be wanted, but then the change is coming, the trade union movement, we need to prepare ourselves. We cannot continue to operate how we operated back then, and everything else around us is evolving. So these challenges, I felt, well, it was necessary for us to have this discussed as young leaders in the Caribbean.
Okay, of course there are a lot of challenges that the unions are facing, but based on the discussion and the training that you had, what poses the greatest threat to trade unionism in the Caribbean, or maybe in St. Lucia?
Yeah, one of the biggest challenges that we face as trade unions, especially in the region, is that rather than employers seeing trade unions as a partner in the whole developmental process of growing the standards for workers and so on, they see the trade union movement as an enemy of progress, an enemy of development. And for the most part, you find the trade unions the employers are trying to phase out the trade union movement. Rather than working with the trade union movement, you find they see the trade union movement as an enemy of progress.
Okay, I can certainly agree with you on that. Ms. Nuptial, earlier on you mentioned an action plan. I think you were saying that it came out of the workshop that you had. Can you give us more details on that?
Okay, so we have been looking at teachers in general in St. Lucia, and we realize that we have a lot of young teachers entering the profession. However, they do not become union members. So we were looking for a way, we were looking at how we can get them more interested in becoming members of the union.
Okay.
So we decided to create a youth arm of the St. Lucia Teachers Union.
Okay, that sounds exciting. A youth arm. Because when people think of SLTU, they think of the older folks, the persons who have been there for quite some time. So now we're going to have a youth group, kind of, a youth arm. Okay.
Yes, a youth group.
That sounds exciting.
Yes, it really is. We have already basically started. So we have 3 phases. The first phase is to form a committee with at least 3 persons from each branch of the teachers union. So we get 3 young persons, 3 young teachers under the age of 35, and we're going to form a group with them where we will inform them of our action plan, what we intend on doing, how we intend on getting all these young persons more involved in the union.
So how are you going to, what is the process of selecting these 3 persons? I know we have 12 branches. How are you going to select the 3 persons from each branch?
So we gave each branch rep the opportunity to select 3 persons. So they had to go out into the branches, discuss with their members, and select 3 young leaders who are willing to be part of that committee.
Okay, so the initial committee, when you get those 3 members, is just to discuss what is going to happen and the direction that the youth group is going to take, or do you have a direction already?
Well, we have objectives set out for but before that, I want to applaud the Caribbean Union of Teachers and Education International for undertaking such a workshop, because I find it was very important that we had that. And most times we attend workshops, we get training, and then you find persons go out, they go back into the schools and go back into the workplaces, and they don't really get an opportunity to apply it. And then hence the reason why they felt it necessary that they should give us the mandate of starting off an action plan based on our training. And for us as the young persons, young leaders, we felt, well, the essence of good leadership is not just what you do when you're in office, but when you hold the position, but the need for continuity. You want the growth of the organization, because we need to understand that the organization don't just exist whilst we're there. It goes long before us, it goes back long before us, and then it extends way past our tenure. It will still be there. So we felt, well, getting a youth arm would be the ideal way for continuity in the St. Lucia Teachers Union, and hence the reason why we are at this point now. We have set out a few goals and things that we need to undertake, and the goals are relevant to the training that we did in Grenada with the leadership workshop.
So what are some of these goals? Can you share?
We were looking at for union and trade union rights. One of the objectives, we're looking to develop an awareness among the youthful population of teachers in terms of the human and trade union rights.
Okay, because you have a lot of people, sorry to cut you short, we have a lot of young persons coming into the profession, and they're just given a skim book and they go to a class and they are not aware of their rights as a teacher. I know when I started, this is exactly what happened to me. It took a while before I started learning about my rights as a teacher. While you know the students' rights, sometimes you're a little lost when it comes to yours. So I think this topic is very necessary to educate on.
And indeed, not just knowing your rights as a teacher, it allows you to operate in a more professional manner, and because you don't overextend somebody else's right, or you don't infringe on somebody else's right, rather, and you because you understand how you're supposed to operate and what you can do and cannot do within the organization, it makes you better able to effectively perform your duties. Right? We looked at the sustainable development goals, and we want to help the union. We want the youthful part of the union to lead the discussion, to lead and implement measures and strategies so we can achieve our sustainable development goals.
Okay, and SLTU has partnered with Jeff UNDP to facilitate and to discuss and educate teachers, students, and of course the general public on the SDG Sustainable Development.
So I think that's going to fall right in line with the partnership that we have established. And we also looked at the International Labour Organization, the Decent Work Agenda, and the social dialogue. And we felt that the youthful population needed to engage in discussions on the decent work agenda, the dialogue, social dialoguing, and so on. Right? Another topic that has become increasingly sensitive of late is the rights of the LGBT, the lesbian, gay, and within the organization. And it is something that it's here and we cannot run away from it. So we felt, well, for continuity in the organization, we felt, well, it was necessary that we sensitize persons and we look at the rights of this group of persons. We look at what you can do, how you should, and in understanding these rights, we'll be better able to associate with persons like that. And
because their rights are human rights.
Their rights are human rights, yes, as well. All right, so we felt, well, that's something that we needed to talk about. And of course, advocacy in general of the trade union movement.
Okay. So 2 days of training, 3 days of training. That is quite a lot. That was intensive training.
Intensive.
But I'm happy that you're here to just give us that quick synopsis and share with us. But I want us to speak more specifically about the youth arm that you're forming. I know you said that you are going to educate the young persons on all of these topics that you have shared. But where do you see that youth group in the next few months? I know you probably have your short-term goals, you have your long-term goals. So I need you to speak now to the short-term goals. What process you're going to use, what direction you will take to make sure after you get those 3 persons from each branch, what's going to happen thereafter?
First of all, the youth operates within the constitution of the St. Lucia Teachers Union. We don't, it's not like it will be separate. We are just an extension of the St. Lucia Teachers Union. So all the policies, the aims, goals, objectives of the union, we are mandated to uphold.
Okay.
All right, but so within the next few months, our immediate goal is to have some kind of structure in terms of the youth arm. Maybe have an executive, and then we have a few members, floor members, and contact point persons for all the different branches and so on, which Ms. Nuptial alluded to earlier. We want to have just that in place, and then when we've already had that, we have that structure, and we can properly disseminate information and reach out the various sections of the youth union, it makes it easier for us to bring out persons and extend to a larger portion of the youthful population. Okay,
but essentially, or in the long run, every young teacher is going to be part, or is welcomed to be part of this youth committee.
Well, for now it's always open to every young teacher, because we represent the interests of young teachers. Because, like you said earlier, most persons see the union as a almost like an old boys club or an old.
Yes, it has been referred to as that.
So we want to change the image that people have of the union. We want young teachers to understand that the union can and will cater for their needs, and the union is supposed to represent them.
And it's their union. They have to take ownership. It's their union.
They have to
It doesn't belong to the executive. It belongs to teachers, to members.
Yes. And like I mentioned earlier, if we continue to operate and allow persons to see the union as it is now, we'd find in the future we'd be faced with a problem where, when we're ready, the persons who are currently serving, when they're ready to move on, you find they would have a leadership problem
in the transition process. The continuity. Okay, I stay with you and I agree. But if you are going to bring young persons together, of course, there will be activities suitable for young persons. Do you have activities planned to keep persons together? Because I know it will be difficult to keep young persons together.
Okay. Yes, we have planned some activities. We have outlined some activities that we wish to undertake. We want it to be not only social, but also educational.
We spoke about the educational
Yes.
quite a bit a while ago.
Yes.
So I guess you're going to give us more insight as to the social.
So we want to have activities such as debates among maybe the different branches, but we will be focusing on the youth. Okay, we want to have arts competitions. We'll conduct workshops and meetings with the youth where we train them based on their rights as a teacher, and we will also have self-development workshops for them. We realize that a lot of focus is held on health, so we intend on having a health workshop for the youth, because we have a lot of cancer patients now, and a lot of the young persons are coming up with different types. Yes.
Cancer.
So one of the plans that we have is to have a health workshop for the youth, for the young teachers, where they will find out more about the different health issues
and how and maybe healthy lifestyle.
Healthy
how you can
lifestyle,
better
yes.
cope or mitigate those problems.
Yes, we also want to have a sports day but we will not be just the youth, but all the teachers in general.
Okay.
So it will be basically bringing the whole union together, all the teachers, young.
But this will be coordinated by the youth group.
By the
Okay,
youth
so it's
group,
an
yes.
initiative that the youth group will undertake.
Yes.
I know we speak a lot about educating, but as a young person, I am interested in the social, and I am not getting enough of the social aspect. Most of what you discuss is educational. What are the social activities that will keep me interested?
Yes.
Like, you know, young people, you know what you
Yes.
like.
It's
So are we
true.
going to have games
Yes.
It's
apart
true.
from the sports? What other games? Because we need to get them, and the only way you get young people, you have to do what interests young people. Of course, I'm not saying no to educating them, because we have to do that, but I need you to give a little more insight as to the social aspect.
Yes. You know, well, young persons generally, like you rightly said, the social is really what brings people together in terms. And if you, we will be focusing a lot on the education, of course, but even in the educating of persons, we're going to use social activities to bring out the education.
Okay, make it fun.
Make it fun. So we don't want the traditional sit in a workshop and be bombarded with books and papers and presentations and so on. We will be using different techniques, different strategies, where persons we will be educating. Interactive learning. You're learning, but you enjoying the learning, you enjoying through social activity. So we will be having a lot of informal meetings, social gatherings where people, cocktails, things like that, it'll be a different atmosphere. We don't want it to be traditional.
Okay, I am so looking forward to that.
We don't want it to be traditional.
But our time is running out. So if you want to share anything, any last words, any last encouragement for young teachers to get them to come to the activities that you are planning.
What we would encourage the teachers, the young teachers, be open-minded. When we call for the meetings, attend. If you stay out, you may not know what. You don't want to ask your friends what was said at the meeting. Come. So when you come, then you will find out. You can also give your views, give us more ideas as to what we can do to help grow our young persons, our young teachers. So we're encouraging everybody. When we call on that meeting, when we have that general meeting, we're asking each and every one of you to come. You don't have to, you are not a member of the union yet. If you are not a member, you come, then you join. One of our goals is to build our membership. So here is an opportunity for you to become a member of the union.
Okay, as a young person, I don't believe in missing out on opportunities. So young teachers, do not miss out on this opportunity. If you're not a member of the Teachers Union, you should become one now. This is a chance to feel part of the union, to take ownership of your union. So look out for the SLTU Youth Arm and be a part of it. This is exciting, and I'm really looking forward to be a part of this arm of the SLTU. So thank you so much, Miss Nuptial and Mr. Jules, for joining us on, this is our last episode of SLTU Dialogue for the year. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
At the St. Lucia Teachers Credit Cooperative, we know you're busy and we're always looking for innovative tools to enhance your banking experience. So we're introducing online banking, a service that goes with you wherever you are, and it's absolutely free. All you need is a cell phone or laptop. No more waiting on long lines to check your account balance or to update passbooks. With online banking, it's quick and easy. Just fill out a form, get your username and password, and access your account right away. With online banking, you can check your account balance, transfer funds, view and download your account history, create alerts for your account with emailed reports. One convenient service. Online banking with the St. Lucia Teachers Credit Cooperative. An educated choice.
And now for our fun fact. Teaching is the only profession where you steal supplies from home and bring them to work. Thank you for tuning in to SLTU Dialogue. Please have a Merry Christmas. See you in 2019.